Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps. Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop! Woohoo!
Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Midwest Bank is proud to serve Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank making local decisions, supporting community organizations, and helping businesses succeed with 10 locations throughout the state, from Wisner to Deschler, Norfolk to York, and right here in Lincoln too. Whether you're opening a checking account, buying your first home, in need of an ag loan, or in search of cash management services for your business, we're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwest.bank. Member FDIC.
Do you want boots that actually feel good on your feet? Meindl delivers premium German-engineered comfort, brought to you right here from Nebraska. Built tough for trails, fields, and everyday wear, and backed by Meindl's Comfort Promise, so you can try them on with confidence. Use promo code THETICKET at MeindlUSA.com, spelled MEINDL, for free shipping. That's MeindlUSA.com. Meindl, comfort you have to feel to believe. 93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
This is Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Good morning, Lincoln. Welcome to this show on Sunday morning. This is Bigger Than the Score. I'm not Pete Ferguson. Pete Ferguson is currently at the Broncos-Cowboys game, and we have reports that Pete has already been booed in Denver for his love for the Cowboys, which is exactly what should happen this morning. Growing up in Western Nebraska in the 90s, you'd realize you're kind of you get like Colorado news. And so I grew up a diehard Broncos fan and a diehard Husker fan. And in the 90s, you just assume all we do is win. But that is not the game, and that is not the way it is played today. But I hope Pete the best. I'm rooting for the Broncos. But yeah, we know you're out there getting booed, doing your thing in Denver today. We've got a couple guests in the studio today. I'll let them introduce themselves. Why don't you go first?
Yeah, Phil Maynard. It's always good to come back to Bigger Than the Score. I've been here a few times. I work for Lincoln Public Schools. I'm an instructional coach over at Hartley, which means I work with new and probationary teachers and all teachers. And what I do is I kind of help people get from where they are to where they want to be. And all about community and helping people grow. So it's always good to be in the studio. Mike, it's good to see you again. And you know, growing up in Nebraska, football, it was always Denver Broncos were always on TV.
Yep.
Chiefs were always on TV, and Bears. And I've got a little Bears in me. So I remember my mom ironing with her Ditka sweater on back in the day, you know. So it's good to see the Bears winning a few in a row here, and we'll see what happens again today.
We were just talking about this. They're five straight after today.
After we beat Baltimore.
I like that.
And we're on TV today, so having the Bears on TV is always a good thing.
Yeah, that feels good. And who else do we have in the studio with us?
My name's Adelina.
And Adelina, where do you go to school?
I'm a sophomore at Lincoln East High School.
A sophomore at Lincoln East High School. Awesome. Adelina, thanks so much for joining in with us today.
Of course.
And so you know Pete because you're a part of the cadre that he's got going on.
Correct.
Awesome. And so Pete talks about that a lot on the show. Will you just remind everybody kind of what this cadre is? What does it do in LPS? What's the focus? And maybe just a little bit about some of the stuff you learn and that you enjoy about it.
Of course. So I originally got invited to the cadre last year. It was my first opportunity to meet Pete. And essentially what we do is like we come together as a group and we have people come in and talk. So we have, for example, like the superintendent of LPS, the mayor, people who work for the food bank, et cetera, et cetera. And we talk about like issues on day-to-day lives, on like what people struggle with, what their biggest issue is when it comes to like getting to achieve their goals, and especially as students as well and educators. And so, yeah.
I love that. Have you been a part of any of the cadre conversations?
I've been in a few of the cadre things, and I kind of see the smaller version. I know we have the tracks program that Pete has started at a few of the elementary schools here. And what was neat, I remember the day we came out to the Bay and we were able to have kind of a day that you guys get, but it was like an all-inclusive workshop day where we had lots of different activities. The kids were loving every aspect of it. So it's kind of cool to see where some of these kids might start in that younger age and maybe have that opportunity to be a part of this as they get older in high school as well. I think the cadre is really kind of a cool thing that LPS has and that Pete has put together. Yeah,
it is.
So what kind of guests do you hear from? Just tons of different community members, all different folks. Maybe list a few that you've heard from.
We've had the mayor come in. We've had the LPS superintendent come in. We've had people from the food banks come in. We've the past meeting, we've had people come in and they had like these charts talking about poverty in Lincoln, Nebraska, what parts struggle getting food from grocery stores and like development and everything like that. And then we also talked about imposter syndrome in our last meeting, which is essentially like the feeling where you walk into a room and you just don't fit in.
Correct.
And you feel like you're an imposter and you try to assimilate yourself so that way you do fit in.
Yeah, no, I love it. I think it's great.
I think adults even get imposter syndrome. I work with teachers all the time, and I was just, am I even supposed to be in this room? It's like, you're here. Yeah, we believe in you to have that same belief in yourself, you know? I love that you have all these different community members. What are some things that maybe you've learned in some of these cadre meetings that you know you're going to leave with you? I'm thinking you're learning more about that community of Lincoln. You're learning about the different poverty areas. You're learning about the community of Lincoln that you're probably going to be a leader in someday. So I'm excited to hear about some of these things that maybe you're taking with you as you've grown.
Yeah. One of the things I've definitely learned about is that not everyone comes from the same home. Not everyone has the same home life. Not everyone gets to go home and open the fridge and have food in their house. Like there's some kids who grow up and 1 in 5 children in America suffer from, I forgot
food insecurity.
Yes, food insecurity. Thank you.
There you go.
And it's going to get harder, especially with everything going on politically. And they're getting rid of all of this stuff that like a majority of the poverty population use to get their food for their children and for their education as well.
Yeah, it's I think the thing that's so interesting that Pete's put together with this cadre is kids are having such real adult relevant conversations to our community. It's not just school, it's not just like X's and O's of academics in school, but you're really getting a chance to learn from the food bank and to learn about food deserts and where grocery stores exist and levels of poverty. Those are not conversations a lot of high school students just get to have or get to be a part of. I never thought about this until I took a job as a social worker in my mid to late 20s. Then I started learning.
It's eye-opening just sitting back and listening to them have these conversations. Like, wow, it's impressive.
It absolutely is. And I think that, I think this goes to education, especially public education, gets dunked on a lot in the greater world. We've all heard it. We've all taken our shots at it. Everyone listening's probably said their piece. But one of the things that folks say all the time is like, oh man, we're not preparing kids for the real world. Like I'm not learning things about the real world. And we say this all the time. And these are the kind of things that is the real world. Like Pete's bringing the real world to you every day. You're learning from people, meeting people, taking you to the Bay. I was there that day. Such an awesome opportunity for so many kids to experience the Bay, experience designing their life, kind of get this bigger dream for what you want for yourself. But I just think it's so cool that at Lincoln Public Schools, we have the leadership, we have the space for things like these cadres to bring young people in to learn all of this really cool stuff. And so I think it's very, very cool. My question for you, and so this is probably, most teenagers aren't just like dying for extra stuff, like more work, more, give me more to learn, give me more people to tell me what to do. And so why get involved in something like this? That any kid could sit at home today and scroll on their phone or just lock into a screen, but you're choosing to use your time for something else. So there's obviously a bigger purpose for this. So what's kind of the purpose for you with being a part of this cadre and just sort of in life in general?
So my purpose is to make sure that every child, every teenager, every adult has like finds their purpose in life, gets their goals, reaches their aspirations, whatever they want to get to, they can get to. And especially for these children too, because this younger generation just has no moxie. Like they just don't want to push themselves. Like I can't even explain how many children I've seen go up to me and be like, I don't want to work. I just want to stay home and become a streamer. So like they have no work ethic and they don't learn in real life situations if they don't put themselves out there. And one thing that got me involved with this is not only people from school, but my family as well. Like my mom, she always pushes me to do better. And even though I don't like it sometimes, like I still take her advice and I go for it.
Speaking of your mom, though, maybe we can get a good shout out here. I know you got some family here that are in the studio and stuff. Who's here with you today?
So would you like to know their names?
Well, yeah.
All right. So my mom, Tara, my dad, Christopher, and my sister, Bellamy, are all here today.
Awesome. They're here. And we're here is down here on 11th and O. The ticket is at the mill, and the mill and the ticket are kind of one space down here. We got an awesome coffee shop. So if you're listening and you're driving around in Lincoln, swoop through, come grab a cup of coffee down here at the mill, knock on the window. Maybe we'll let you on the air. Come say what's up. But no, that's very cool. And so your mom pushed you. She pushed you. And you talked about kind of that grit and that resiliency. And so you get that from your mom.
Yes.
That's awesome. And so maybe give an example of like mom pushing you and like what comes to mind. First story where mom pushed you.
So we actually have a family business, and I remember when I was younger, I would go and I would help her set up, and she's taught me a lot on how to handle adult situations, and especially how to talk to them and everything like that. And just like learning from those interactions, especially as like a young person, like you learn so much from these adults. Like you get to meet so many new people, so many different opportunities. I remember there were the days like I wouldn't want to go out, like get out of bed. And I remember just thinking to myself, I'm like, man, my mom needs help. So I just get out of bed and go help her.
That's great.
Well, what is this family business? What do you guys do? Let's promote this family business. Yeah.
So my mom makes fudge and baked goods.
And you brought some fudge for us today, some baked goods?
No, I did not.
Oh, man. That would have been nice.
I got excited.
I got a little bit excited.
I thought you guys were unveiling a new segment.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah. I love this. I love this. That's great. And so your mom makes baked goods. You have to help her with those things. You've obviously learned a lot. There's an interesting thing I saw on my phone this morning before I left the house. And it was the guy that wrote the books, Anxious Generation, talking about, how anxious young people are today. A lot of it has to do with phones and screens. And like they really have pointed to sort of that thing. And what they talked about was the phone has kind of become like an experience robber. Like it robs us of experiences because scrolling on your phone and just swiping up left or right isn't really like an experience. It's just this mind-numbing dopamine hit.
That and like just scrolling on social media in general, like the levels of depression and anxiety have gone up like so much since like social media and everything came out. And like these younger kids looking at posts of older people online, like Photoshopped, AI, like a lot of these people can't tell a difference from it. And it leads to them struggling like why can't I look like that? Why can't I be like him? Why can't I be like her? And a lot of those kids struggle with it. And it leads and it follows, whether they know it or not, into their adulthood, and which causes them to like be scared to put themselves out there and everything like that.
I don't always realize the impact it has, but there's this photo of Michael Jordan when he took this shot against the Utah Jazz where everybody's just zoned in. They're watching, they're taking that shot. And then years later, when LeBron broke the scoring record, it's the same shot, but everybody has their phone out. Nobody is really in the moment. They're all just in their video.
I use that exact side by side when I teach, and I talk about this idea of your experiencing self and your remembering self. And so your generation, like the Gen Z and Gen Alpha coming up, they don't have as many childhood experiences because they've been locked into a screen. So when they think back, Gen Z is old enough now that we can ask them questions. What was your childhood like? What do you remember? And a lot of these memories don't exist, or these experiences didn't happen. But when you zoom into that LeBron photo, the most interesting thing is sitting right next to LeBron's two kids, not on his phone, is Phil Knight. Just sitting there, just observing this moment. He's the CEO and founder of Nike. And I use that to talk about like Phil created this moment. Like he's the one who built this company, put every shoe in that photo is Nike. It's very interesting. And it's like, it's a Phil Knight moment, but LeBron's taking the shot. But you're totally right. Like the difference in 30 years was every single human was trying to capture the moment to say I was there versus just living it and experiencing it. And so there's like two halves to Gen Z. And this is what's so interesting about working with young people. It's like you run into this one half who is like, I want to be an influencer. I want to use social media and the phone and point a camera. I want to be a YouTuber, a streamer, Twitch, and you name it. Like that's just like they're headed that way. The 5 of the top 10 careers that your generation picks involve streaming or online, which is being an entrepreneur in some ways, but like it is an entrepreneurship, but like that is what one of it is. And then the other half of Gen Z is like, throw the phone away. I'm going to the woods. Like I'm not doing this. I'm living like it's so polar opposite in your generation. Speak to maybe how the cadre has helped shape you into someone who isn't like stuck on their phone and just obsessed with that thing, but you have a whole different perspective on life and you can feel it just talking to you. But you have to feel that in your generation between kids who are like, I'm locked in, I'm going to be an influencer, and kids who are like, get me to the woods, I want nothing to do with it. Where do you think like that divide sort of comes from in your generation? Like, why is it so polarizing? Because when we were kids, it was like, oh, we're on MSN Messenger. You know, everybody's on like chat. Like,
yeah, email was the first thing where parents are like, you can't have an email. That's insane.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then it was like MySpace. We all learned how to code and make our own little screen. But MySpace was sweet. But after
worried
that,
about your top 4 and top 8.
Top 8. Oh, yeah, that was where
Yeah.
the drama was. If you weren't in somebody's top 8, like that was drama. Oh, absolutely. But like there wasn't this like, I'm obsessed and I have to be like this internet personality. None of us had that pressure as kids. That wasn't even like a thing. My first contract as an influencer wasn't even called an influencer contract. It was called opinion leaders. It was lame. It was way worse. It's terrible. I'm glad they changed the name. Terrible name.
Stick with that,
No, they changed it. Thank God. Influencer is a way better name, but like opinion leader. So I was like, I crawled so this generation could run in the like contract world. But now it's like, no, it's an identity thing. Like your generation, half of you is just like, that's my identity. And so speak to that just a little bit.
Honestly, I never really had a phone. I never really had social media until
Really?
my parents, I'm actually very grateful for them for not like sticking me in front of a screen because I was always running around outside barefoot and playing Foursquare in the middle of the street with my friends in my grandma's neighborhood. And I remember just having conversations with these people when I got into middle school, and like, there was just so much drama. And it was because of social media. And just knowing that, like, it breaks relationships and it's not good for your mental health and everything like that. And just like going into the cadre and being with like-minded people who aren't on their phones, like, it's amazing. Like, it's a literal weight off of your chest because you walk into that room and you see so many strong minds and people who are pushing themselves to the limit to make sure they get to where they want to be in life. And they're opening themselves up to new opportunities. Like, it's eye-opening. And
That's so refreshing to hear because you hear the validation that comes through the likes and the comments and stuff. And to know that, we can put this aside. We're like-minded. We have goals. We're going to make stuff happen. I think that's really refreshing and awesome.
my dad actually told me this a few months ago, maybe even a year. And he goes, you have a post on social media and it has 35 likes. That's not enough. But if 35 people came up to you in real life and told you, good job, I like your outfit, like, it's a complete game changer.
Wow. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the dopamine hit of somebody walking up to you IRL and saying, hey, like, I like your fit today is far different from a button, totally. And half of those followers are the same 6 people with 6 different accounts.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, just liking your thing is really how it is.
That were their bots.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Well, that's very cool to see just this kind of bigger perspective on the world than just like the stuff that happens in our phones, the things that we have going on. So at school, are you just like kind of an outlier in that way because you're not in those conversations, you're not in that drama? Like things like, I think like 6-7. Some of these like stupid cultural things that are happening right now.
That killed me at the halftime.
I just told my wife, I was like, this is going to be global. Like this one, they couldn't. Yeah.
My son's going to be 14 in about a week. So
he's
the broadcast.
He's like, hey, Dad, did you see the score? Yeah, I saw it.
The broadcast hit 6-7, or what are you talking about?
It was
the game
6-7 at halftime
forever. Like the Nebraska Northwestern game was 6-7.
Okay.
And I like looked at it and was like, oh my God.
Like there was average passing yards where it equaled that. It was silly.
Yeah, it's one of those like, but anyway, so like there's like these two worlds. And I remember seeing, I had this conversation with Pete once. I had a weird run where I was in Paris, New York, and LA and spoke to teenagers in like a month run. So, I mean, it was like, you're talking like, if it's happening globally, it's probably in like these places. And you couldn't tell the difference. I couldn't tell it if I would have.
The brain rot is just everywhere.
Well, it wasn't even that. It was like the clothes were the same. The jokes were the same. The dances were the same. The slang was the same. The perspectives were the same. It was like one of those things where I used to plop down in the South and I'd be like, I'm in the South, and then I'd like go to like New Mexico or Arizona. I'd be like, I'm in the Southwest. And then you're in like the Northeast, and like outside of an accent or something, you can't tell. Like Bay kids look like Portland kids. You know what I mean? Like the Miami kids look like New York. Like there's this weird, like when it happens at the youth level, it happens immediately. Like 6'7" didn't take weeks to get to Nebraska. It took hours. Do you know what I mean? And that's what social media has really changed, especially for those of us in the middle. These fads, these like instant things, these viral things, you get them immediately. And then every parent's like, what is this? Like, what is happening? But I always just feel like there's sort of two senses of humor. There's two mindsets now. There's like two sort of people. There's like this internet group, and then there's this like in real life group, and they don't always speak the same language, literally. And I just think it's so interesting. And at the teen level, it's like, does East allow phones? There's no phones now, right?
So they actually don't allow phones, but during passing period, there's a lot of people on their phones, and like passing period and lunch are the only exceptions, and before school and after school. But in class, you got to have them away. That's
probably a change now. That probably makes the classroom feel drastically different, I'm sure, for some kids.
It does, but like then you get like the really low intelligent people in like the back of the class that just like yell out, and you're like trying to learn. So
I have to empathize with that as a former low intelligent kid in the back of the class, constantly shouting out and disrupting things. I'm sorry, all of my former teachers out there. Now I see it. I like saw it at the Bay. I like saw the kids screwing around in class, and I was like, what are you guys doing? Like, you got to pay attention. And then it like, I rewind back to my whole childhood.
Had a flashback.
Oh yeah. It was every report card. I knew that I was in trouble for talking too much in class. Speaking of talking too much, we're going to take a break. We will be back in a few minutes. Thanks for joining us on
Bigger Than the Score.
There it is.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Acreage owner getting ready for winter? Make it easy with John Deere compact tractors and gators from Acres Equipment. Add snow blowers, front blades, cabs, heaters, and loaders to tackle every chore. Right now, in-stock units are priced to move with competitive financing to fit your budget. Get winter ready today at acres.com. Acres Equipment, your acreage handled. Financing subject to approved credit with John Deere Financial. Not all customers qualify. See dealer for details.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Do you want boots that actually feel good on your feet? Meindl delivers premium German-engineered comfort, brought to you right here from Nebraska. Built tough for trails, fields, and everyday wear, and backed by Meindl's Comfort Promise, so you can try them on with confidence. Use promo code THETICKET at MeindlUSA.com, spelled MEINDL, for free shipping. That's MeindlUSA.com. Meindl, comfort you have to feel to believe. 93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Did you know that deer collisions are covered under the comprehensive portion of your car insurance? That means, like with hail damage or vandalism, since they are out of your control, they don't usually raise your insurance rates. And that's a good thing, since most deer don't carry liability insurance. At Eustace Body Shop, we fixed all kinds of animal collision damage, from cows to raccoons, bobcats, and even turkeys. We can't do much for the animal, but we can get your car back on all fours and looking like new again.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Nebraska farmers, harvest is here and every gallon counts. That's why Sapp Brothers Petroleum launched the Go Big Red Fuel Giveaway. When you contract your fuel with Sapp Brothers, enter to win $1,000 in fuel credits. As Husker Country knows, the only thing stronger than the roar at Memorial Stadium is the drive of a farmer putting food on the table. Fuel your farm with Sapp Brothers Petroleum and enter to win $1,000 in fuel credits. Visit sapbros.net today. Sapp Brothers Petroleum, fueling the heartland. Go Big Red.
If the power is out, traffic lights might be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a four-way stop. See more tips at les.com/safety.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up, Lincoln? You're listening to Bigger Than the Score. This is Mike Smith. I am not Pete Ferguson. Pete is in Colorado, getting ready to watch his Cowboys lose to the Broncos. That's what we're hoping for.
I wouldn't want to play the Broncos after that fourth quarter.
Yeah,
versus the Giants.
It felt like for years the Broncos weren't capable of scoring that many points total.
It wasn't feel that way for a while.
It did. It really did. I got tired of like my friends texting me Broncos stuff because I was like, I got to the point where I think a lot of Husker fans did, where you were like, I'm thinking about switching sides. I'm like, what's another team in an 8-hour radius?
Apathy's starting to creep in.
Oh man, it just didn't feel good. The Russell Wilson experience wasn't great. Like it just
Danger Witch.
Yeah, it just wasn't good. It was not good in Bronco land. And so, but anyway,
Yeah,
yeah.
It's good to be back. We're here with Addie. Addie is a sophomore over at Lincoln East, but I know Addie. I know you're involved in a ton over there. What are some of the things that fill your Spartan day over at Lincoln East?
So I run a few clubs during school and after school. So after school, I'm the president of the Students of Color Culture Collective.
Oh wow!
And then during school, I am also the president of the Principal Advisory Committee. I also am in Feminist Club and Civics and Engagement as well.
You were a busy busy student over at Lincoln East. So pick one of those clubs. The first one, the first one, the cultural
Students of Color Culture Collective.
Tell me a little bit more about this club.
So last year I formed it, and in case you guys didn't know, East is a predominantly white school, and I just didn't see as like many people like me there, and the people that I did see, like they were already involved in sports, and with the freshmen coming in and everything like that, like we wanted to get them involved too. And essentially, it's just like a place for people to come in and talk, share about their culture. During September, we went over Hispanic History Month, and we got like Hispanic themed snacks and like the person of the week. And we would acknowledge like authors, activists, filmmakers, like everyone like that. And then now what we're going to do for Native American History Month is we're going to do a land acknowledgement. And then I haven't quite figured out what else we're going to do for the rest of the month because we meet kind of bi-weekly. So it's kind of hard to schedule that with like short amount of time.
So you actually created this club though?
Yes.
So what went into creating a club at Lincoln East? Is that something that anybody can do, or did you have to go through some channels, or how did that work?
Honestly, anybody can create a club at any type of school. All you have to do is like sit down, talk to your principal, find a sponsor, get a few people to get in. You have to have a treasurer, a secretary, and like we have a social media manager, but like you don't need a social media manager.
So is this the first year of the club?
This is the second year.
The second year. That's
Yes.
awesome. So it's growing. It's getting bigger. Awesome.
Yeah, it has.
Well, very cool.
I just think it's you're president of a couple clubs, sophomore. Like we're not talking to a senior who's been doing the, did you start that club as a freshman? Is that what I'm
Yes.
picking up on?
Wow.
So you started as a freshman, ton of initiative early. This is awesome that you're putting yourself into these leadership positions. I just think it's such a refreshing conversation from what you typically hear where teenagers are at today and the boo birds of adults that say, oh, kids these days and da-da-da-da. And then we're sitting in studio with a very different example of that. And that's awesome.
Thank you.
What do you feel like is kind of the big future, fueling your future sort of impact you want to make, not just at East, but beyond? You're clearly somebody who's got a much bigger perspective than just the four walls of their high school. So what sort of like big vision, where are you taking all this stuff?
So I want to go into either like human resources, like a therapist, psychologist, or I want to go into architecture. And I'm hoping to go to Oxford or Harvard for that.
Yeah, you're padding the resume. You're on the way. You're on the way. Your resume is starting off in a great start. That's awesome. I'd say start taking the ACT and SAT early. Who's that dude in town that's like the legendary ACT guy?
Oh, I don't know.
We have like a guy who trains everybody.
I definitely did not see that guy.
No, I didn't either. I got an 18 twice and then studied and got a 17.
I knew there was things if I got my names right and did all that information and did B all the way down, you were guaranteed a certain score.
Sure. I don't even think I nailed that part. That's awesome that you're thinking about those things. What do you feel like? What Pete always asks this question, he loves to talk about, but like, what is this idea of love? Like he talks about it, like, what's love to you? What does love mean?
Honestly, love. Oh, that's a really hard topic. It's a. Whoa, sorry.
No, it's a big
question. Yeah.
So anyone that you can find to help you through your struggles, like you struggle together, you grow together, and like you adapt to one another's lifestyle. Like you learn from one person and the other person learns from you. So like it's take what you give what you take. A lot of people don't know like the true definition of love. Like especially this generation, whether or not you're talking about like relationships with your parents, relationships with your friends, or like relationships with your significant other. A lot of people don't know that because a lot of the relationships nowadays, they're like, oh, I don't like you, I'm gonna block you. So it's just like having someone to be there for you and you being there for them and supporting them and like helping them grow. They're helping you grow, and you both like have dreams and aspirations, and you help each other and support each other to get where you
I love that. It's being there for that person. It's showing up.
Mhm.
It's that consistency over convenience. You know, I feel those shared experiences that people have. That is that love. You see that. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Eddie.
Of course.
I think sometimes it has to do with not always having the right thing to say, but just
Yeah.
being present, just being willing to show up in the middle of the thing that's not fun or the times that are difficult.
Yeah.
I think that's all. Yeah, that's a wonderful example. Pete just texted me. He's still surviving it out there.
Yeah.
But he said you have an incredible playlist. He said, you're dying.
I'm ready for this.
Yeah, I want to hear about this.
Like what's on there, what artists I have?
Let's talk about your music playlist. What are
If we were gonna make a playlist or something to listen to, what are some artists, some songs that we need on this
what are your
playlist?
bops?
All right, well, you definitely have to have Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Whoa, thuggish ruggish. Yeah.
Yup. gotta have that So For Real. Etta
Okay.
James, Michael Jackson.
There we go.
Am I gonna pull it up really quick? Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
please
Yeah,
do.
where did you get your musical inspiration from? Where did this come from?
Actually, my dad used to produce music, and my mom loves to listen to music. I grew up in like a really musical household, so like there was always music playing, always people coming over for like my dad to produce and
Nice.
everything like that.
He produced music at your house?
Yeah.
Oh, so you got to grow up like with mixers and sound, all that stuff.
Yeah, and then my brothers have recently gotten into it and like making beats and
So
everything.
do you sing? Do you play any instruments? Do you?
I sing, yeah.
Oh, very cool.
That's cool. Yeah, making beats is fun.
It
It's
is
a
really
It's
fun.
a fun process.
It is.
We have beat making clubs and camps and things like that down at the Bay. Both Lincoln and Omaha do beat making stuff, and you'll see kids get on iPads. And then there's such cool apps and softwares where
Mhm.
like it's almost a layup. Like you can't even mess it up. It just sounds so cool. But like that instant gratification of I'm making music, I'm making
Yeah.
a beat. This sounds really sweet. But they would do like musical chairs where like somebody would make a beat, then you'd pass it to the next kid, and they'd build on the beat and like
Yeah.
keep going around. It's very interesting. Very cool. She's got the playlist up.
Yes, I do. So we got Ray Charles, Celeste, Monken Steph, Etta James, Billie Holiday, Diana Washington, Nina Simone, 702, Bertha Tillman, Red Clay Stri the Red Clay Strays, Otis Redding, Three Sacred Souls. Oh my gosh, I can't speak English today. Paul Anka, I want to say how that's you pronounce his name. I'm not quite sure. And then we also have like some of your classics like Erica Badu, Tennessee Whiskey for songs and everything like that. So yeah.
Not a single Lil, L-I-L or
No.
young somebody. No, young.
There was no T-Pains or anything.
Dang, bro. That's incredible. That is incredible. It's a very, very cool thing. You said you had some questions for us today.
Yes, I actually do. I'd like to get to know some of you guys. So tell me about your journey.
Okay. My journey, I think, was well, right now I'm in my 25th year of teaching with Lincoln Public Schools. I've taught everything from 3rd grade to 8th grade special education and computer science. For the last 10 years, I've been working with teachers, and I think a big part of my journey is helping people be a part of a community, helping them kind of grow through building trust, through relationships that I have with people, and just trying to help people get the best out of themselves and helping them understand and know that I can help them get there and stuff. So I really like to help people grow and reach their full potential. I don't think anybody has ever settled. I think people can always grow and improve in who they are. And as an educator, as a mentor, as a coach, whether it's on the field or in the classroom, this is something I always feel like I want to create that space where this happens. So that's kind of, I feel, where my journey is. Yeah.
That's amazing. We don't really have a lot of teachers that care, like actually care about their students and like take the time to get to know them and everything like that. So
Well, thank you.
appreciate
I
that.
appreciate that.
Yeah. And then
we have a cool moment here where I feel like it's like a cultural opportunity where AI is such a big deal right now.
Yeah.
And in school, it's like, that's where it's like the biggest hot button. Because in the workforce or the work field, no one's like, you used AI for that caption, you cheated. Like, you used AI to write your email, like, how dare you? Like, I'm firing off emails more now than I ever have before because you just like let AI do it. But like part of it is like and in the education world, it's like there's like a taboo about that. In the entrepreneurship world, it makes me faster, quicker. I don't have to hire people. Like there's a lot of money saving things that AI provides.
Yeah.
But when it gets down to education, I think this is so interesting because you got a student and someone who represents the teacher world. How is it shaping both the educator and like the student? Because you know that kids are going to use it to cheat. But then the education is going to come back with softwares that make it really hard to be like, I saw something the other day that was like, they can see how long you've spent on a paper, how many times you've pasted, how much of it was written by AI. So immediately there's going to be like an offense and a defense to this thing. But I feel like the conversation's kind of broken because AI could be the resource, right? That like,
see, it is. I feel like it's a double-edged sword because it has the potential to do all these great things, but also there's this feeling like it's making us dumber.
100%.
We're not thinking on our own anymore. We're asking questions. How should I ask this girl out on a date? Well, come on, man. Why are we asking these kind of questions?
AI, in my experience, will give you better ideas than your buddies, though. Because your buddies are idiots and they don't do very well. So
your friend's not really looking for you. Your friend's talking about that girl anyway.
100%. Yeah, he has no idea.
But your buddies will give you better memories.
They will. They totally. There's no question about that. There's no question about that. But keep going.
It's hard for me to. I love some of the thoughts when you want to build something, when you're trying to creating logos, even stuff like that. It's been really helpful with some of those things, but there's some of the thinking that it seems like it takes out. And I think that's something I worry about in the classroom because it's so easy to ask that question. And AI is not always right.
Sure.
100% it's not always right. So I think that kind of makes me a little bit nervous about what that all looks like.
So yeah, that makes sense. Did you just give me the?
No, I was checking the clock. We got 1 minute.
1 minute. Got it. Well, I want to hear sort of the student sort of perspective for 1 minute here on AI.
So as a student, I don't really use AI as much. I know you see it a lot in English and math and everything. I think the one time, or I've used AI a few times, but like the one thing I would use it for most is like to get brainstorming ideas and like outlines on papers. I don't use it to write my paper, but just like to get that head start, because like, like writer's block, you get that sometimes. Like not all students use it to cheat and do their homework and everything.
Oh,
so.
I would have been. I mean, they would have known because they were like, Mike got a straight A. Like straight. I would have been like, chat, give me B's, give me like B minuses. Can we settle for that? But yeah, well, it's an interesting conversation. We'll be back. We'll talk a little bit more about it. You are listening to Bigger Than the Score. I'm Mike Smith. We're filling in for Pete Ferguson today. We'll be back shortly.
After a long, hot summer, are you ready for fall? What about your home? Is your heating system ready for cooler temperatures ahead? Call Bryant for your fall heating check. No matter what brand of equipment you own, Bryant's trained technicians will thoroughly clean and inspect your furnace or heat pump to make sure you stay warm, safe, and comfortable. Call today to schedule your home heating check. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Tired of asking what's for dinner? Nourished for Life has got you covered. At Nourished, they're a local meal prep company that delivers fresh, chef-crafted, healthy meals straight to your door. Made from wholesome ingredients and ready when you are. No shopping, no chopping. Just heat, eat, and enjoy every night of the week. Fuel your busy days with balanced meals that are designed to keep you satisfied and energized. Visit nourishedforlife.co to purchase meals and taste the convenience of home-cooked comfort without the hassle. It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Get geared up for savings like you've never seen before during Elway Day. Their biggest sale of the year runs October 14th through the 18th when every red tagged machine is priced at invoice plus $300. That's it. No freight, no setup, no extra fees. Don't miss out on these epic savings. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location.
Imagine hitting rewind on your life 10, even 20 years. With testosterone therapy from Limitless Male, you can turn back the aging clock and get your edge, energy, and confidence back. If you've lost your drive, sleep deprived, muscle loss, belly fat, irritable, you're not the guy you once were. Get your T levels checked at Limitless Male. More and more men are realizing hormone replacement can turn back the clock. Schedule your free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People Seeding Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. We hope you'll join us this year at the Step Forward Awards luncheon on October 27th in Omaha. Help us thank volunteers with a celebration to remember. To register, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Register Now. We hope to see you there. Paid for by Serve Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You never think cancer will happen to you. I smoked for over 40 years. My doctor recommended that I get annual lung cancer screening. They were able to catch my cancer at stage 1. It's never too late to quit. Even if you're still smoking, you need to ask your doctor about annual lung cancer screening. Just 30 minutes a year could save your life.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Husker fans know when you work together, great things happen. At Cornhusker Bank, they're more than your financial partner. With 5 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Omaha, they're your neighbors, your teammates, and your biggest fans. Whether you're saving for your first home, planning your future, or growing your business, they're right here in Nebraska to help you move forward together. Visit cornhusker.bank to learn more. Cornhusker Bank, member FDIC. Doing life together.
Deciding on a college with your high school senior can be a little overwhelming for parents. But applying for money to pay for it is simple. FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, is now easier than ever with fewer questions and faster fill-out times. If you have a high school senior, now is the time to apply for thousands of dollars for classes, books, and housing. Get started, Nebraska, at dothefafsa.org. Sponsored by Education Quest Foundation. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? Good morning. Welcome back to Bigger Than the Score.
I have the banner up. Don't worry.
It's all good. It's all good. I was like, I came in a little early, a little hot there. Fired up on a Sunday morning. It's the coffee is hitting. Filling in for Pete Ferguson, I'm Mike Smith. We've got Addie in the studio.
Phil Maynard, yeah.
Phil Maynard. This is awesome. All right. So we were just chatting. Halloween is right around the corner. We were just talking scary movies, spook walks, awesome stuff. What are your Halloween plans?
I'm probably just going to go trick-or-treating with a few friends of mine.
You got a cool costume picked out?
Going as Coraline.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Creepy movie, I gotta say. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's each their own. I'll say that much.
You didn't like the movie, or was
I mean, it was a good movie storyline, but that kind of animation always just gives me a little bit of the jeebies. I don't know what it is. It is a really good story though.
Like the claymation. And
yeah,
everything.
thank you, claymation.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is about that.
It's fake real. It's like it feels too. Yeah.
What do they call that? That uncanny.
Yeah, it does provoke an emotional response for sure. For sure it does. Phil, you got any big Halloween plans?
Well, we're going to find out. I coach a soccer team. We might have a soccer game on Friday night, but hopefully it's a regular. My son's 14, so I think he's more interested in scaring people that come to our house and actually going out and getting the candy. But yeah, nothing too crazy. My costume myself, my wife thinks I'd be a good Dexter. You ever seen that one back then? That would be a good one as well. So we'll see what happens though. But we're big into scary movies. You guys watch a lot of scary movies this time of year?
What's your faves?
So honestly, like, are we talking comedy, horror, like suspenseful? Like, what are we talking about?
Hit us
here?
with your top 5.
Top 5. The Scream franchise. Love the Scream movies. I watched this one movie, and it's not in English, it's in Filipino, and it's called Eerie. And it was like really unsettling because it took place in like a Catholic girls' school. And essentially, like, this one girl, like, I'm not gonna say it on here, but you get the gist. All scary movies are pretty much the same. So.
I just watched the movie Weapons. Have you guys heard of this one that just came out? It's just came out on iTunes, and it's pretty crazy. It's got some witch, and anytime there's little kids in the movies, I get freaked out by that. It's the little kids that are in scary movies that kind of get me.
Scary little kids are always the worst.
I can't watch scary movies. I like won't do it. I like watch it around the corner. Yeah, like kind of peek and then go back and then peek and then go back. I think I just am like too much of a like rainbows and sunshines and lollipops and everything's like cool, right, bro? Like we're good.
Well, on Rainbows and Sunshines, we do got Pete Ferguson. Mike, what is your son's first costume going to be?
So we are dressing up. I'm going to be the Mad Hatter. My wife's going to be Alice, and he's going to be the Bunny Rabbit. So we have this like very cute little Bunny Rabbit costume, but we're headed to Salem, Massachusetts for like where the witch trials and all that stuff.
You don't like horror movies, but you go to Salem, Massachusetts.
You know how gimmicky it is. Hocus Pocus vibes is what I'm shooting for. Like very Hocus Pocus vibes. But yeah, so we're gonna get to go do that. Take little man out there, see some of the cool stuff, go whale watching.
I bet they've got all sorts of cool
stuff.
stuff.
It's like a Halloween mecca. Yeah, it's my wife's 40th birthday. Our little guy's 4 months old, so we're taking him out for his first Halloween. But it should be very, very cute. But I'm into like fun. Yeah, like Hocus Pocus is great. I remember
Halloween Town.
Yeah. I remember watching The Witches of Eastwick when I was a kid, and that was like right on the line. I could like barely handle that. It was like too scary for me. Like Jack Nicklaus was just like too creepy. As a kid, I just couldn't take it, and I think that did it for me.
I do have a question. Do you like the Scary Movie franchise with like Snoop Dogg and everything?
The spoof, like stuff.
The comedy.
Oh yeah, it was great.
With the Wayans brothers.
Yeah. It was hard not. They were like the original spoof. Like that one was so good, and like the first couple when it came out, especially like I remember getting it on DVD and being like pumped and like having a bunch of my like college basketball buddies watch it, and we thought it was hysterical. So I thought that was great. I do remember watching Scream when it would come out in real time, like as a kid, and that was terrifying. Like it was so good and suspenseful, but they didn't make movies like that back then. Like there wasn't some scary movie package that like,
it brought it back to maybe some of the 80s movies a little bit, like your Nightmare on Elm Street's, your Friday the 13th,
Freddy Krueger, some of those really scary ones. Yeah, like the Scream was like my generation's version of it for sure.
The scary movies are pretty hilarious.
Oh, they're so fun. Yeah, they're so fun.
All right, any honorable mentions before we get down here?
Any honorable mentions? I think we all just want to say, Pete, we appreciate you, brother.
We do.
Thanks for giving us the time, the space. Thanks for all the work you do in Lincoln, Nebraska.
I feel like we handled the fourth quarter of this show better than the Cowboys usually do in
games. That's what we needed. Yes. That's what we needed. We're going to end it with that. Thanks so much. You're listening to Bigger Than the Score. We're filling in. Pete will be back next week. Appreciate you, Lincoln. Thanks for your time.